but Ciryl Gane really won the fight. I don't understand how a fighter could win the first, the second, and third round and still lose a decision when they only lost the fourth and the fifth round 10-9. This fight right here is the headline of the UFC in Paris card, and it's the #1 ranked Ciryl Gane versus the #3 ranked Tuivasa. Fighter #1, Ciryl Gane. He's 10-1. 4 of his wins comes by knockout. 3 of his wins come by submission. Never been knocked out, never been submitted, and he only has 1 decision loss. And to be honest with you, I'm a big Francis Ngannou fan, but Ciryl Gane really won the fight. I don't understand how a fighter could win the first, the second, and third round and still lose a decision when they only lost the fourth and the fifth round 10-9. So technically, Ciryl Gane is undefeated in the UFC in my eyes. But Ciryl Gane, 6'5", 247 pounds. He's a specimen. He's like the perfect size for heavyweight. He's not too big, not too small. He's light enough to move around and be athletic as a welterweight, but he's big and strong enough to have enough knockout power to finish his opponent from strikes if he wants to. He has really good athleticism. He does a lot of feints, and whenever his opponent throws strikes, he's never there to absorb them. So it's almost like Ciryl Gane knows what his opponent is going to do before they do it. He's also really good at reading his opponents. Yes, at times, Ciryl Gane is not the most exciting fighter. What he cares about is getting the W and not taking any damage. So if Francis Ngannou was not champion, Ciryl Gane would definitely be champion. Which Ciryl Gane versus Stipe makes better sense for the #1 contender. He also throws strikes from different angles, and he's very unpredictable. His reach is extremely long, and he loves to fight on the outside. The only time he gets on the inside is when his opponent least expects it, and he doesn't stay on the inside for long. But he loves to throw leg kicks, front kicks, and also he has underrated clinch and takedowns, which is not really his bread and butter, but he mixes up his takedowns just to throw his opponents off. So you really never know what Ciryl Gane is going to do. He showed it against Derek Lewis. He was able to stay on the outside, attack Derek's legs, avoid Derek's right hand, and not make it a brawl. And even though it wasn't the most exciting fight, he stuck to the game plan, and he was able to avoid Derek Lewis's big right hand and finish Derek Lewis in the third round. You can't be mad at him, because if you go and look at some of his opponents he fought against, Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, Alexander Volkov, Rosenstrike, Junior Dos Santos, like, you have to put together a game plan to fight those guys, because you can get knocked out 1 punch from any of them. But his opponent is Tuivasa. Ty is 14-3, 13 wins by knockout, 0 wins by submission, 1 win by decision. So Tuivasa is trying to go out there and get the win by knockout. He's actually on a 5-fight knockout streak where he knocked out 3 guys in the first round and the last 2 guys in the second round. It's interesting because Tuivasa is trying to get on the inside. He's also real good at throwing flying knees and knees to the body. He has very deadly elbows. He showed that in his last fight against Derek Lewis. Yes, Derek Lewis was able to take him down a couple times and actually rock him, but Tuivasa was able to keep his composure and survive, make it to the second round, and eventually fight Derek up close where he was safer and land the right elbow and put Derek Lewis away. The only thing is, Tuivasa, he knocked out guys like Augusto Sakai, Greg Hardy, Harry Hunsucker, and Stefan Struve. And none of those guys are elite, and none of those guys can beat Ciryl Gane. But it's like Tuivasa doesn't stop until he gets a knockout. So this is very interesting because Tuivasa has to get on the inside, and Ciryl Gane has to stay on the outside and not allow Tuivasa to get on the inside. We're going to see who's going to impose their game plan the best. One thing that scares me though is Tuivasa has been taken down in some of his fights. I know they were years ago, but Sergey Spivak took him down 6 times, Blagoy Alvanov took him down twice, and Derek Lewis took him down twice too. That's one part of Ciryl Gane's game that's underrated. So I won't be surprised if Ciryl Gane's game plan is to take him down to the ground. But one way Tuivasa can win this fight is he has to do leg kicks to slow down Ciryl Gane's movement. But one thing we know for sure is that we can expect Ciryl Gane to stick to a game plan. My prediction is Ciryl Gane winning a 5-round decision.